Chennai Super Kings fans can finally do this, take a sigh of relief, relax, sit back, and be a little hopeful after that fantastic performance versus Punjab, restricting them to 106. And I say that because the main part, the standout performance, came from the ball. The same area that they struggled with versus Delhi in their first game. I think they've come back really, really well, and courtesy of Deepak Chahar's magnificent bowling performance. He was fabulous on the night, great control of swing, and we'll come to that in a bit. And later we'll go to the big preview of the game today as well between Mumbai and Hyderabad. But first, let's take a look at Chennai versus Punjab, the big game on Friday night. And it was Chennai that won the toss, elected to bowl first. Finally, Chennai fans would be happy about MS winning the toss, and well, the results were there for offer, weren't they? Chennai made no changes, and MS said, we don't do that, nothing of that sort happening here. And that's the one thing that strikes you about Chennai, the consistency, the trust that they show with their plans and with their players. No changes at all, and the dividends were there to be extracted right away, weren't they? Deepak Chahar getting Mayank Agarwal with that beautiful outswinging ball, literally moved from the right, left side of his vision to his right in a matter of seconds, and took his off stump, really squared Mayank up. I think Mayank Agarwal will be in a bit of a spot of bother. Not a lot of runs have come in the last few months. And then later, of course, there was a flurry of wickets. Chris Gayle with that cheap, soft dismissal. KL Rahul with that run out as well. Ravindra Jadeja's brilliance at show yet again. So obviously, Punjab were a tad unlucky, but they had themselves to blame as well. So at a point, they were 25 for 4. In walked Shah Rukh Khan, and then came a little bit of stability. But however, there still was not a lot on offer. The scorecard looked like a collection of digits making a phone number together, at least the top order, apart from Shah Rukh Khan, who nearly got to his 50, but really anchored the innings, and he was solely responsible for Punjab to get to 106. With a little bit of support from the lower middle order, but there was still not a lot on offer, and I think Chennai were very good. I think quick word on Shah Rukh Khan. Shah Rukh Khan returns to Wankhede. Well, jokes aside, he looked impressive, didn't he? Came to bat in at 6, struck a couple of really towering sixes. Was very, very impressive indeed. One for the future, certainly, and I think Punjab will be very, very happy that dilemma of number 6 is finally solved. They have somebody who they can rely upon, who can go and tong the ball at will lower down the order. That is the only positive that they can sort of derive from this game, because apart from all of that, it was the Chennai Super Kings show. They came into bat, of course, to chase down 106. 106 was never going to be enough for Punjab. Came into bat, I think a slight concern would certainly be the form of Ruturaj Gaikwad. I think you cannot really take 16 deliveries to score 4 runs, 5 runs rather, but I think Chennai realized, and Ruturaj realized, that he can afford to take some time out in the middle and sort of feel his way through, but he's got to pile on the runs as well. And then, of course, later it was the Faf du Plessis and Moeen Ali show. Two folks who looked very, very impressive. I think stroked the ball beautifully over cover, over mid-wicket, pulled and cut really well, did Moeen Ali. Good signs for Chennai that Ali has gone out and gotten some valuable batting practice, and the same with Faf, who stayed unbeaten till the end, but Ambati Raidu and Suresh Raina, a few failures there, but Chennai won't be worried about that at all. What will matter is that they've gotten their first win of the season, and it was a performance that the bowling unit will sort of get a lot of confidence from, and the captain will get a lot of confidence from, and they'll need to build from there. For Punjab, I think they'll have to really think through how they go about their batting performances. You can certainly say that it's been a tale of extremes. So Punjab, they've gone in and scored big runs in their first game, and then bundled out for one of the lowest totals this year. They'll have to think a bit on how they can get in that consistency, and I think the likes of Mayank Agarwal and Nicholas Pooran will have to think about how they can contribute to that top order with a reasonable amount of batting to follow as well. All right, let's take a look at the game today. It's Mumbai versus Hyderabad, a very close contest usually between these two teams. Hyderabad is one of those teams that usually is a thorn in the flesh of Mumbai. But at this point, Hyderabad are not in a very good position, languishing at the bottom of the table. 2 losses in 2. They would want to bounce back and would want to bounce back now. And it often happens in these tournaments when you're going through a bad form, you are usually playing the best teams. But for Hyderabad, they will not be too worried about that because they've had a decent record versus Mumbai in the recent past. So they'll have a bit of thinking to do, but they won't be too worried at this point of time. For Mumbai, however, I guess they're coming into this game on the back of a nail-biting, impressive victory versus Kolkata. Defended 30 runs in the last 5 overs. A freak win indeed for Mumbai, and they won't mind that. They will take that any day, and it'll certainly give them the confidence to come out and try and be a little more expressive, explode a little bit more, and try and play the brand of cricket that they've stood for in the last few years. Get a lot of runs on the board if put into bat, but I think they would be keen to sort of get in and bowl first this time as well. Something that they haven't been able to do in this tournament so far. I don't see a lot of changes for Mumbai. That is not how they go about their business. But for Hyderabad, it'll be interesting to see because Nabi was benched because of that neck injury that he sustained, and therefore Shahbaz Ahmed came in, and then of course Jason Holder was brought in. So it would be interesting to see if they get in Nabi, how do they sort of make those changes? Would Holder sit back out again, and how do you go about that? Also, if Williamson is fit, does he come in straight away for Johnny Bairstow? Bairstow's not been looking in the best of form in the last couple of games. He's coming on the back of fantastic form for England, but on this surface in Chennai, is Williamson more suited to sort of negotiate at 4 than Bairstow? Couple of questions there for Hyderabad to answer, but they won't be too worried. It's a set, sorted think tank. It's a set, sorted squad, a set, sorted 11 as well, and a few tinkers here and there, but not a lot to worry about yet for Hyderabad. All in all, I think it's going to be a game of chess. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring, high-drama game. Probably a somber game for your Saturday night's entertainment. But I could be biting my words at the end of this as well. You know who's not going to be biting their words? cricketnews.com and the team of fabulous journalists that we have. So please join us for our coverage of IPL 2021 here on our video content, on our podcasts, and of course on our magnificent team of journalists that put together some fabulous written content on our site as well. So stay tuned to cricketnews.com for the latest on IPL 2020.